Hey guys, it's CL, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I make brand new Critical Role recaps every Monday at noon, and would be happy to have you join the party. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe, and hit the Bertrand bell to be notified of future videos. Now, without further ado, let's discuss the 33rd episode of Campaign 3 of Critical Role. The Bell's Hells charge headfirst into the beginning of the assault on the seat of Disdain. Watching members of the Paragon's Call crumble around them, the party decide to split up. This is the perfect time to secure Treshy and get out of Bassaris. The A Squad decides to help out in the grounds, Ashton and Fern being able to recover a few vials of the suspected Dunamis serum, and one of the sealed black cases, while Laudna attempts to plant the ring on one of the crawlers. However, she comes face to face with Odohan, of all people, who eyes the dead girl oddly, causing her to cast darkness and escape her purview. FCG, well, they aren't entirely themselves yet, their minds still in a fragile state from their previous event. Throughout the episode, you watch FCG give little parts of himself for his team, and it's really sad. Meanwhile, Group B, consisting of Chetney, Imogen, and Orem, head downstairs and find the perpetrator of this invasion. Of course, it's Artana Vo, who Treshy must have paid to yield him an escape. Things are tense between the group, but they're able to talk them into a partnership of sorts, in order to all get out safely and score Treshy and avoid the onslaught. So, they stuff him into their portable hole and pretend to cuff up Artana to make the escape. However, they're caught by Rutanish before they can make it out, and Imogen tosses over the woman to him as proof that they're on the Paragon Call's side. She escapes, because she wasn't tied up. It was like a fake thing. And Rutanish orders them to give chase, which they don't, instead attempting to gather with the rest of their friends and make a break for it using one of the mammoth crawlers. They're immediately stopped by Odohan Thul, unsheathing her sword and taking a swipe at the mammoth crawler's front wheel. It explodes, and Bell's Hells watch in horror as they have no means of escape, and strange shadow doppelgangers begin to split off from her body. Orem quirks an eyebrow. This shadow clone jutsu looks extremely familiar. "Let's talk," is all she utters, but Bell's Hells have no interest in sticking around while Treshy potentially suffocates in their big hidden hole. Recognizing the violet hair of Imogen, her interest is piqued, and quickly begins to believe that they're behind this whole assault. "You're welcome, Artana Vo. You have a way out now." This gives Odohan no choice as they attempt to flee, quickly moving across the battlefield and knocking Ashton out in one turn. Then Orem, and then Fern, and then Laudna. Chetney tries to fight her off, telling Imogen to flee. She's the real one of interest. Peeking into her mind, she had learned that Bell's Hell's employer was Esteros. They had to get out somehow. FCG tries to keep everyone up, casting healing spells left and right. Laudna rolls a natural 20 on one of her death save rolls, causing Delilah to breathe her form of life back into the girl, and Odohan quickly becomes frustrated by how they're popping back up. Imogen reappears, floating high above the battlefield, warning Odohan to stop, but the woman has no intention of stopping. Orem is first. Images of his father and his beloved husband Will play behind his eyes as the sending stone falls limp out of his cold hands. Imogen screams. Then it's Fern, a smirk still playing her face, as Odohan says, "You carry the seed, just not as strong." Imogen crashes spell after spell into Odohan's body as she leaves Fern aside. Then it's Chetney. Though luckily he's popped back up before he actually dies. Laudna using the Wither and Bloom spell. The Warlock sends a message into the villain's mind, trying to tell her what she knows about the Moontide Crown. Maybe if she's honest, she'll let them go. Odohan peeks into Imogen's mind for the truth once again, And though it is correct information she was told, it's not enough. Otohan steps towards Laudna. Imogen begs and pleads, "I'll go with you." But it's not what she wants. She wants the girl to give in. There's a storm bubbling and brewing within her stomach, and if she just lets go, it would all stop. She says, "Embrace it. We will be cold like the rest anyway." Ashton tries to hit her, but loses their hammer. FCG doesn't have any damage-dealing attacks to help bloody her. Chetney, weak on the ground, tries to grab her foot to stop her, but Otohan pulls her sword and runs through Laudna with it. And as she lay nearing death on her blade, Imogen lets go. Her scream is inaudible as buildings nearby tear asunder. The sand surrounding them turn deep crimson, but not with blood. It's something else. Toto, I don't think we're in Bassaris anymore. What did you guys think of the episode? It was super heavy, but I feel like they've really hit a stride in their third campaign. You know, just in time for a TPK. We have 2 dead player characters, one on her final death save, and Chetney who's clinging to the final grasps of life. Spoilers for Calamity if you haven't watched that yet, but I do highly recommend it. Are we about to experience another scene very similar to when the Arboreal Calyx was destroyed? Basically watching all of the party die. I'm guessing Imogen has teleported us somewhere. That's why the area turned red around them. So, did she take them to the moon just to be picked off one by Otohan? What if there's no city on Ruidus? What if it's just ruins of teleported buildings that other Ruidus-born brought here when they had their Dark Phoenix moment? Delilah pulled Laudna from the clutches of death once today. Will she be able to do it again? What does the death of Laudna even look like? Does she reanimate so that the pure evil that binds within her soul can continue her bidding? Or does Delilah flee to another magical vessel nearby, like maybe Imogen? What did Imogen do? Should she have let go? She was out of spells and her best friend was about to die. Wouldn't you have done the same thing? What's the likelihood that we actually get out of this mess unscathed, everyone together and alive again? I don't know. In an earlier video, I said that Matt had taken off the kid gloves when fighting with them now. Since they're 3 campaigns into their D&D careers, they can handle it. And that is so evident now. I think this is exactly what he wanted. You can't run from everything. Sometimes you have to fight. And sometimes that fight isn't winnable. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like the video and don't forget to subscribe. Check out my recaps of Campaign 3 on my channel or my album Scorpio. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe out there. Bidet, my friends.